If you think that January the 1st is New Year, you are simply deceived and you are worshipping Janus, a Roman god, while your own Sirius rises over Africa and all over the earth. Ignore. Today is the time to reset the clock, literally. This is the god Janus, who was uniquely a Roman god with no Greek equivalent. This made him a special deity to the Romans, and they exported him all over the earth as they conquered all the earth and established their empire. We are looking at the issue of those that stole our lands, our gold, our gods. But the greatest theft of all time is that they stole our own time. We know that melanin-dominant human beings, black people, must ditch January 1, the calendar, which is a colonial calendar, and adopt their own. The African New Year, September 22 to 23, is marked by the rising of the star Sirius and the rebirth of life. For over 5,000 years, Kemet and ancient Africa and all other indigenous people over the earth began their year not in winter, but when their rivers flooded, specifically in Africa when the river Haapki flooded and the star Sirius blazed in the sky. Then on September 22, transitioning to September 23 at sunrise, not January, not in Rome, not in Europe, but in Africa, New Year was celebrated, and the cosmic alignment, which is ours, was realized. The benefit of aligning your life with African celestial cycles is that you remove colonial mentality and you start to feel the rhythm of the land, not the factory whistle or the hitting of the bell to announce a new year. They've come all over Africa and changed everything. They've taught us and renamed our rivers and sacred places. For instance, they renamed the river Nile, which was known as Haapki, which means one that never dries and one that is always full. And it demarcated the cyclical nature of our time. The other translation that they give you, happy or happy, in our indigenous language means the stingy one, which is anathema to what the river Nile does. The name Nile itself is Nilus, which means thin, long, and hungry. It marks linear time, past, present, and future, which is not an aspect of how we demarcate our time ourselves. The African year is based on what you can count on your hands. You hold the truth in your fingers. The week was never 7 days, it was 10. Europeans gave us a 7-day week, which is an arbitrary, disconnected way of counting. Our ancestors counted time on their fingers. 10 days, very simple, natural genius. Every 10 days they rest, they reflect and recharge. No burnout, no grind culture, just a rhythm. The benefit of understanding this is that this is a shorter, more frequent breaks, less stress, more community, deeper spirituality, and the ability to reclaim your body's natural cadence. So the 7-day week is a lie. In ancient Kemet, there was a 10-day week, 3 weeks in a month, 3 days of rest, or any other day that would be called that coincide with the new moon. There were 3 seasons, or 4 months each, and then at the end of the day there was 5 extra days to celebrate the gods. It is clear that these 5 days, are known as Epagomenal days, were days of festivals, of dance, music, poetry, and happiness. They were sacred. They marked the end of the year. No work was done, only sacred worship and the relaxing. These last 5 days in the African year, they were not used for shopping or for debt collecting or for anything that was stressful. For the gods, for ancestors, for you, there were days to reset the button for your soul and your spirit. And the benefit of doing that is that the built-in spiritual detoxification becomes a mandatory activity where you are forced, rather by circumstances and time and festivals, to connect with your ancestors. Cultural firewall against anything that brings exhaustion. So the first day was a birthday for Ausari, and followed by Isisu, and then followed by Horesu. And the Horasi, the Greeks changed the name to Horas, which is now hours or measurement of time. And Neptides, and then the one that we always fight against, Shata Isita, our enemy, who creates havoc for us, who is a thorn in the flesh, to wake us up and to challenge us to rise up. We need to understand Afro, not Euro time, to teach our children that their time is African, that their rhythm is sacred, connected to cyclical, not linear nature. This isn't just for you and me. This is for the next generation, so that they never ask, why do we live by Rome's calendar? So that they rise up knowing, and they grow up knowing that their time was written in the stars by our ancestors. The benefit of understanding that is that it decolonizes their education, their understanding, their philosophy, their spirituality. And we raise children that are rooted in cosmic African identity, not colonial confusion. We want to show how this was calculated, because there were many universities and many mystery schools in ancient times. The two prominent ones that our ancient ancestors in Kemet established when they founded the 365-day calendar about 6,262 years ago is that they based it on the year 4236 BCE. And when you add 2025 ADE, you come to 6261, which is ending on the 22nd of September this month. And then when you add an extra day, you come to 6262. And if you want to go to the other calendar, 4241, you still do the same thing. You add 2025, you come to 6266, and then you are transitioning to 6267. That is if you adopted to use 4241. The theme for us this year, 6262, is that we are called by ancestors and crowned by the gods. We are called by ancestors and anointed by the gods. The spirit of the gods must operate within your life. There are 3 steps how you can entertain and attain that understanding. 3 steps that you can invite the spirit of the ancestors to work with you, the spirit of the gods to work with you, not to go around boasting or speaking in other tongues or casting devils or doing anything, but that consciousness that is solid, that is steadfast, that is connected to you by knowing that September 22 is the end of another year, and when the sun rises on the 23rd of September, you are entering a new year. And after you enter a new year, you understand that you do so through the 5 Epagomenal days, which are days out of time. And then they de-link you temporarily and then connect you in the 10 days calendar and 10 days a week calendar. This is what will connect you to your understanding and to your consciousness, which is synchronous to your race. Now, they owned our body. They control everything that we have. They are in charge. They enslaved us. Islam, Judaism, Christianity enslaved us. They want your mind. And the only thing that you can do today is to own your time. This is a temporal warfare, and we are taking back what is ours. Hotep di Nuswa. The offering is made, and the calendar is the reset position. It is time to reset. If you think, yes, I want to reset this time, you are in share. Thank you for understanding that, and we invite you, if you are in the States, to get in touch with us, because we are hosting the same New Year celebration in Mississippi If you are in West Africa, we are also hosting in Abuja. You get in touch and we connect you. If you are in Southern Africa and you are not going to Inzalo in South Africa, Mzansi, you can get in touch with us so you can go to Nyaje. The preparations are ready, the beer is there, everything is there for us to enjoy and to transition into the year 6262, where we are called by the gods, anointed by the gods, and called by the ancestors. When we embrace this calendar, we will have roots in indigenous African or indigenous human, melanin-dominant human civilization. We begin to heal from the psychic wounds inflicted by centuries of abuse by Christianity and Islam. The fact is that Islam enslaved us for over 1,470 years. It's still enslaving us. It's still colonizing our lands. The Arab slave trade and the role of Islam in African slavery is prominent. And we are sorry for those that follow this religion thinking that it is their natural religion. It's not. It's a colonial religion. It's a religion that must never be given an inch in Africa or in your mind or in your spirituality. You must cast it out because it enslaved our ancestors and it dehumanized, castrated our ancestors and caused havoc. It is still causing havoc. They hate you when you are melanin dominant. They just want to abuse and use you. Now, when you understand our African calendar, you cultivate Sankofa, which is the orientation of going back to get that which was ours. You have forgotten that Islam is not yours. You have forgotten that Christianity is not yours. You have forgotten your ancestry. This calendar becomes a tool for reconnecting with ancestral knowledge. Is advocated by a lot of proponents of indigenous knowledge systems everywhere on earth, who points to us sites like Inzalo Elanga, sites of almost 200,000 year old ancient African cities and knowledge systems that are effective, that only needs our application. And the primordial role of the gods in developing our understanding of time and out of time and out of space. The calendar will do that for us. Let's celebrate this together this year and have a happy new year to all melanin dominant human beings all over the world. We are living in times of trials and temptations, of challenges and difficulties. But I can tell you that once we connect to a lot of these activities, we'll rise up like a phoenix out of the fires of challenges and forever win any challenges and any wars. I'm your manager Topi, Priest Rabbi LM Tubisul Jaganja, saying 6262, you have been called by the ancestors to be anointed and crowned by the gods. Subscribe, share, and let us walk this journey together. Because when we do that, we win. Amen. Amen. Amen ra. Muwe ne gore dza rakanaka. Libe lo mnyaka omucha omuhle. Have a great new year. Everyone who is traveling, travel safe. Everyone who is enjoying, have some little bit of mahati. But don't forget to put Isfet when it is necessary. A little bit of Isfet will see us through. Thank you. Have a great day.